see. Are we live? Excellent condition or connection. Cool. Is it loading up? Okay. So we got all booted up. Alright, welcome back to More Than PG's Gaming. I'm your host, Mune, and as you may have known, I've been working a bit with RPG Maker MZ. I had some previous experience with RPG Maker MV. Not a whole lot. I would say maybe a couple of weeks worth of experience, and then prior to that, I think I used like the XP version or a prior version for like maybe a few hours. So nothing special, nothing great, and it has been one heck of a journey so far. I am still messing around with it. I am learning as I go. I'm learning all sorts of little tricks to make it work. Uh, as many of you know, this has been an adventure, to say the least. I have definitely made a lot of things in the game, including tons of maps, which they take a while to build, and some, not gonna lie, have been taking an atrocious amount of time. I'm just gonna zoom out here, just kind of show you kind of like the scope here. Let's see. So I've been putting in trees for this forest, just to kind of get my bearings straight. And unfortunately, like I got most of the southern part of it done, but like the northern part has been taking me some time. I put in some flowers. I put some events in, and as well as a kind of a road kind of guide players. But also like an optional area, which is Ariel's cottage. Nothing special there. But it's been one heck of a thing. But one of the big things I want to talk about today is actually two things. The first is a library. The library is kind of an important aspect of things because it kind of drives one of the core mechanics of the game, which is kind of like building in kind of a hunt system into the game. And it's working out okay. And as you can kind of see, I have a hunt society. And in it, we got some hunts. And they function alright, but they're still taking a little while to, like, just deal with. I'm going to fix a small issue I was having before I jump into that, which is these events, because these have been driving me nuts. Let's see. Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, I'll just deal with it. So I've been also working on a lot of balance for the game, which has been hell of an issue. Mainly because certain enemies are too weak for my characters at the moment, and I ramped up like their stats a little bit, as well as actually I should probably ramp them up again because I'm just I'm kind of killing everything like way too quick. So I've been trying to work on these. Originally, this only had like 1,000 health, and then I realized I was killing it in like 2 turns. I was like, whoa, I'm too strong. Let's see. Maybe I should. Nah, I'm just gonna mess with enemies real quick. Like most of the normal enemies that I run across, like out in the middle of like the battles, they barely even deal anything to me. So we're going to go ahead and change those to 50. Let's see. We're going to change the Griffin to 80 and 90 for M attack. So hopefully that'll be a little bit more challenging. And then I'm gonna change this, guys. I'm essentially just doubling what I got, so not quite doubling that one. Yeah, this thing won't even hurt me at all. We're gonna go with 30 and 20 here. The golem, make it 45 and 25. Why not? So right now these are just placeholder enemies. These aren't really what they are. I mean, the rat might stay, but the rest of them probably not. Uh, and I know I can make adjustments if I really wanted to. Like if I wanted to use a side battler character. Let's see, do I have one? I'm going to use this as an example. One of the coolest little features that I ever found in this. Let's say I want to change my tiny golem to, let's see, I gotta remember what the sprite is. Let's use this for a second so I can remember. I think it's a monster. Sci-fi monster. Da, da, da. I think I'm using. Actually, I should probably just look because I put it down here. Sci-fi people. Looks like the bottom left. Okay. So. Uh-oh, I forgot what it was called exactly. Ooh. Sci-Fi People 3. I wonder what it will be called. So I have a lot of these. Let's see, Sci-Fi. This is weird. Okay. Maybe I don't have a side battler for the robot. Thought I did. So that's something I'm going to have to double check. Because I thought I did. Okay. I have to look at something. I know I have something. Let's see. Where is South Entrance? I know I have a few of these guys. Okay. Okay. So apparently I have something. Give me a moment. You can use this if you want. I'm actually going to. Not the monkey. It's in this list somewhere. Is that it? No. Man, there's a lot of things. Okay, so yeah, we have work robots. This is what I was thinking of. So this one's kind of a bluish white. I guess that'll work. Whatever. And so it'll just pop up like so. And then it'll pop up in here like that. Like I said, if I wanted that the battler, I would have to know the name of the battler. I'll just use Joan as my example, I guess, because Joan is a character in this. Save this, and then I'm actually going to do a battle test real quick. So if I battle test this, let's not use Hami. Let's use the actual character. He's probably going to have to fight him at level 3. Okay. So now you see that I have a side view character for my enemy. So, but the name still pops up. Okay, yeah. I think I did definitely. Okay. So again, I think I made the enemies still too weak. That or my attack's too strong. So we're going to up this amount of health a bit to 500. And we're going to up this one to, let's say, 450. Duplicator up to 800, I guess. And Bravana up to, let's say, 1800. So that should help a little bit. So I have a naming convention. Also made it so that you go out to the world map. So stuff isn't working right here. So I need to adjust that so that it doesn't happen, or just disable the ability to go out there. I also have to put on the running feature. Vicious Stella's free plugins are amazing, not gonna lie. However, I need to figure out how to shift my x-axis down. As well as maneuver the character a little bit more to the right after I put this in widescreen. It's just not been so great. So one of the big things... Oh, okay. That's nice. Apparently it's telling me my video resolution is not good. If you can't see my video resolution, like you can't see in video on the screen, just let me know. Because then there's something obviously wrong with my settings. Oh wait, I know what's missing. Okay, hold on. I was wondering about that. I was like... Something is wrong. I don't know what happened. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. That's a screenshot. There we go. I was wondering about that. Like, wait a second, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Yes, I know that the attack, triple attack, is kind of broken at this point in the game. That's fine. I think otherwise the battles would take a little bit too long with this character. The other characters, they'd be okay. Also noticed that when I try to go, like if I level up, my health automatically restores all the way to full. I'm trying to figure out how to turn that off. I open it every time. Try to make a somewhat straightforward but not straightforward dungeon. So I am currently at 115. I'm gonna work down. Save. Outside. So it just healed me all the way up, restored all my SP and everything. Right now I have Vitalize, 7 potions. I have 1 Growth potion, but I can only use it in battle, and I have a Step Cycle, and a Lucky Charm. Basically, it reduces encounter. Not all the way to 0, but down. Skills, I have triple attack, and then I have Strength, which is 8 strong shots. That lowers my opponent's defense. At Beast Book, I'm still missing an enemy in the area, I think. Yeah. So before we go any further, see if I can run into it. Yep, there it was. That didn't do anything. Okay. So the big problem that I have with the Beast Book is it only goes up to like 1,000, and I'm probably gonna have more than 1,000 enemies in this game. So motion. But as you can kind of see, moving the enemies and the characters down on the x-axis will allow me to see the defense down and the number of the head. Right now, I cannot see them. Again, I could probably give this guy more help. Save. So let's see if I screwed up anything. I had to play around with this scene a lot in the last couple of days, mainly because something was screwed up with like camera following and so forth. Originally this was just an event and I was like invisible, but I decided to just switch it over to me being the character. Still need to fix that. Okay, originally there was supposed to be a scene where, you know, they talk. But I kind of screwed that up. So this is a town. So I have a little bit of money. I have 900. So gear up. Shit, not so heavy. Everything. And some beach. Crap. And then I have a little bit of money left over. I think I'm doing fine on items and so forth, so... okay. So this is a Rosati Wood. Nice little place. Let's see, got a sign. North is Ganis Forest, then Ganis, west is Toten, east of the Kikura Coast, and then Yellow Hub, which is Kazu. So the sign says forest can be confusing, but it is not as easy as it seems. Keep your eyes open to your surroundings. The path may be a bit rocky. Be warned, it is dangerous to proceed. Warning. Okay. I know what she's talking about, but that's because I made it. So this was me more or less screwing around with stuff. So the town's still not finished because just haven't gotten around to actually finishing it. Hey, look, a potion. On patrol. Okay. Come on, adventure. Okay. Maybe the Crimson. Let him join. That chance. So, some of you may be noticing that I'm kind of diagonally walking and so forth. It's Visustella's plugin. Okay. So I have a tutorial guide. So you can learn about all sorts of stuff. And I made sure that when I actually create these kinds of conversations, the default choice is always on none or not interested or no, because some people just don't want to deal with talking to people and they accidentally talk to them. And I know it can be really aggravating for me as an experienced player. What should I say? Should be really careful. Sometimes monsters like to hide in chests. Other times, someone has sealed them inside. Heck, even monsters could be the chest itself. Good advice. I think I'll take this money. Agility and this enemy has more than just that. Wow. I had to double check its parameters. This is kind of yeah, you got 5 gold. So I did something kind of special with these maids, or waitresses, whatever you like to call them. You'll notice that they're moving around in set pattern and so forth. There's technically 4 of them right now. And then kind of 1 in charge. So this guy, he's an interesting NPC. So I need to figure out how to make it a list rather than just each individual one. Cram a little bit more. Better. Here. Okay, cool. 5,000 gold. Some tiny gold ones over here. I left the SD battler on. Okay, so that one's gone. Definitely is. So I don't know what this is exactly. Let's double check. This one. one's kind of an interesting one. So, just a heads up, we have our mates in order. So, this one is Achika. And then I have Melanie here. And Anna coming from the far right. And then I have Melissa up here. So I'm going to check to see if this actually works, because I never really did test it. I think I made it. I don't know where I got this. If they don't get critical, I'll be fine. Yeah, I win. Okay, so I got a little bit of money and this one? Yeah, this one. Now the girls have switched positions. So now Melissa's way over here. Oh, but apparently the wrong thing is being talked. Oh. Means I just need to fix that one. Now we have a new NPC. So, which isn't too tricky. All you have to do is really set a second page and change the character graphic as well as the text, and have the trigger be like a variable or a switch, in which this case it is a switch. So I'm done here. So that seems to work all right. So I'm going to head back to Kazu real quick. Also known as Yellow Hub. I did not go the right way, did I? Okay. I need to adjust that entrance. So I have a lot of stuff, so we're gonna need to buy at least this, and buy 30 potions. Buy these and buy these. And then I'm going to walk in here and and 5. So everything else seems to be working alright. And that's a lot about what this game is right now. Is you play it and there's a lot of trial and error. Like right now, I'm level 3? I thought I became level 4. Well, maybe not. Whatever. So I purposely made it so that battles don't appear on the road. And not in the square. However, everywhere else is still good. A lot of people hate things like this. I couldn't imagine not being able to run in here. Just drive me insane. I don't remember if I actually did anything like that. For those who are unaware, when I was back at that shop for equipment back in Yellow Hub, also known as Kazu, there was a captive ribbon there. Oh no, I forgot to make an exit. Ha, typical me. So, I need to go back to the actual program. Maybe make an adjustment anyway. Cut that there. Cut that there. Where is... Make a slight adjustment to so I can still walk out of here. I just have to hit the action button. I did not realize. So now that that's done, walk my sorry butt back east. that wasn't so bad. I about imagine how difficult this would actually be if I hadn't spent that little escapade going and fighting other things and getting a lot of money for those items. Alright, and that's the end of what I have completed, so let me see if I can figure out this x-axis problem. It's probably a... no, the placement looks fine. Let's take a look at some of the plugins. I think it's probably in the Battle plugin? Battle Core? Ooh, this one's gonna take me a little while. Okay, so I figured out where they are. They're in, what do we call this? The actor battler settlings in the Battle Core. So I'm going to change the x-axis to, it's like negative, like, 2. Mind you, beforehand, I'm going to make sure I write this down because this is going to be a pain in the butt to remember. Y-axis is 1. We're going to edit the y-axis to be, because honestly, that's really the problem, is the y-axis. So let's go negative 10. Yeah, 10. Oh, wait. Y, okay, sorry, my bad. I always forget. It starts in the top left corner. So when it's trying to figure out stuff. Huh. I did not know I could do that. Cool. Alright. So got that. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go to the battler. Troops. Just going to choose that. Whatever. Okay, so I think my character's invisible, or they're really high up in the air. So we're going to adjust that to 1 again. Actually, make that 10. Save that again, and then try it again. So, shouldn't, hopefully not be in the air. Wow. So the shadow's way over here on the right side, but the character's way up there. It's like, wow. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So apparently me moving the x-axis has moved them closer to the enemy. So we're going to try -2. And then enemy, we're going to move their y-axis to -2. And then we're also going to adjust the y-axis here to -2, because why not? Save again, and playing around a little bit more with it. Unfortunately, this is how it's been basically the entire time. My shadow is still way up there, and the enemy doesn't seem to be moved at all. So that's my big concern. Let's see. And the big thing is you can't move some of these enemies at all. So and then I just move all the way down that way. So he attacks my shadow. That's even funnier. Yeah. So battle core, man. Okay. I'm just gonna put this back. Because there's got to be a way to, like, separate them a little bit. Huh. Oh, it's for side with battlers. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So I was wondering, it's like, what's going on here? Okay. So, yeah, this is going to take me a little while to figure out exactly what's going on here. And unfortunately, it's one of the major problems with using any plugins is that you have to kind of try to troubleshoot everything on your own, or ask someone in the forums, and hopefully they'll have an answer. And unfortunately, in this situation, it's just kind of annoying that I'm still dealing with this. So let's see. Yeah, and I just realized that you can see. Working properly. So as you can kind of see, this is what I was talking about, and you probably saw that when I was doing the story part. We have the dragon on the left side. It's way too big for status effects and so forth to be over its head, to be cut off. And then my character is, in my opinion, using the door as a reference, because the door is right in the center here. I'm a little bit too close to that door. I should be probably further back over here, off to the right, where the indent on the right side begins, and just kind of go at an angle to that bottom right corner, where kind of more or less be alive with the attack. So, also, big dragon. Dragon gains 0 screws about. It only has 5,000 HP. It'll only take me 1,000 attacks. Oh, I did a little bit more. Aw, come on! So you can see as, like, how it could be somewhat of a challenge here anyway. So, yeah. Let's see. But if I battle tested with, I don't know, a little bit more stuff, let's say I started with the stout sword, and I had the not so heavy, and I was wearing the ring, and I was wearing the beach armor, and I was level 4. I might do a little bit better against this guy. My magic does a little bit. I'm taking 0. I'm dealing 0 still, unfortunately. I'm doing about 50 damage. 45. I'm going to try something. I've never actually used out of battle. I just kind of want to see what happens. So, I'm kind of getting sick of waiting on this. I'm going to try to Yay! My specialty. Crap. So there are definitely options that I can grab on. So let's go ahead and just for the hell of it. Yeah, so enemy HP will gauge on. Yeah, it only works if you killed the enemy before. I forgot about that. these are the playtest features, and unfortunately, I don't really like them. Just be for a minute. So, yeah, it's driving boring. Okay. So again, this enemy has like 5,000 HP. At least that's what I think it is. It might be a little bit less. Nope, it's 5,000. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's where I got the elixir. From this boss. So, it's definitely taken me a while. I would say this forest alone took me probably a few hours just to make what I did. Down here was mainly the hard part. I started building another place, Gannis, but haven't quite figured out exactly how to get everything moving there. I started messing around with events and specialty shops, like giving you rewards based off of, you know, so many purchases or so much amount spent, and make it kind of like a rather good shop. And for like at the time of the game when you're playing it, when you're there, but also very late game where you're just like, yeah, I kind of need this item, and I don't want to pay a fortune. So, which technically it's still a fortune, but not by the standards of you being end game. Uh, yeah, this has been kind of weird trying to figure out exactly placement for everything. Um, yeah, it's been kind of crazy. My biggest struggles so far, just having the time to, you know, sit down and actually make some of these places. That way, they're readily available and ready to go. Because honestly, the biggest hurdle about making any type of game is you have to put the time in. And right now, I'm really struggling to get the time in because I work over half the week. And when I'm done with work, I generally don't have a whole lot of time to work on this. So, this is actually a day off for me, which is nice. But uh, I don't know how many events I have currently in the game. I mean, just look at this one little town of Kazu. I have 11 events for this place. You know, as opposed to, let's see, where can I find something that's actually crazy with events? Like this one. This one's got 20 events. You know, Gas Forest has 6, which isn't that big of a deal. But then, let's see, where is it? The item shop. The item shop has 22. You know, and each of them are little different events. Some of them are, hey, you're talking to the shelf, more or less. You're interacting with it, and it gives you a response. Other times it's just like a vending machine. That's what that shop is. It's just got a bunch of vending machines. And each vending machine only has like one item. And you can use it multiple times, but there are some that you can only use once. That way, you know, you're not getting a really good item all the time. It's like, this is a super discount item, and it's you got the last one, you know, kind of thing. So it should be kind of neat. I'm going to see where this goes. Like I said, the biggest hurdle I'm having right now is just time and trying to fill in all of the monsters, all like 2,000 of them. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That means I'm going to have over 2,000 events easily. I will have probably, oh, let's see, I think my switches go up to 2,000, or sorry, 4,000, and my variables currently only go up to 20, but that'll increase with me just screwing around with stuff. Um, yeah, I've been creating all sorts of characters and NPCs to make the story kind of come more alive. That way, you know that something else is going on in the world other than you're just this lone hero or rambunctious group of heroes off on an adventure. There are other things going on. There are people living their lives trying to get things together, you know, just like real life, you know. I personally made sure that I gave some characters more of a situation. Like I got this guy who has a quest. He's going for an interview, you know, and he's like, "Hey, I need a stain remover because I have a stain," you know. Uh, he's trying to get into a guild and he's trying to make his best impression. And he's like, "I don't have time to run to this place because I'm supposed to be meeting them here uh, very shortly. Can you run to, you know, this place and grab me a stain remover?" And you return and he gives you some money, you know. And I know from experience, like, because this is part of the main story, this person will be put into that guild because of your efforts. Okay, now whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing for the story, who knows? I'll probably work with it a little bit. Probably be a good thing. You know, maybe they'll remember it. Maybe the guild will help you, or maybe they will hate you for it. Okay, but when you go and look at this guy, you know, his name's Carlos. Oops, and he has that face. That face. I don't know if you can see it very well, but he doesn't look like a very trustworthy individual. But he's in a dire situation, you know, and you being the player are trying to figure out, hey, how am I going to be able to interact with stuff? And this is a way for you to actually gain some money in the game so you can afford to get another item because of the item shop. Remember how I said it kind of rewards you for buying stuff? Well, one of the things it gives you is a quest item. So that's kind of built in there. Hey, you need to like buy so much stuff from the item shop so you can move on. You know, it's little things like that that you might not even be aware of. And the thing is, you could totally just skip over this if you have enough money, which is great. But most people are probably going to take the time and, you know, just do the quest. Because it's so much faster than grinding out the money. So, I'm going to try to make the game a little bit more difficult, as well as give more of an incentive to spend your money before you get to this place. That way, you're kind of forced into that situation. Or maybe have somebody pickpocket your character. Who knows? So, um, it'll all come together eventually. But like I said, my initial impressions of the software was that it was good. Okay, it was a nice little upgrade from MV. Mind you, my experience with MV wasn't that great to begin with, but I think they definitely did a really great job with most of their features. There is one small nitpick. I hate the character generator in MZ. Just going to tell you that right now. Mainly because it doesn't feel very good. Okay? The preset characters that they give you, they're fine. Okay? The stuff that you can make in MV, yeah, that works. Okay? And that's the trick with it. If you have MV and you get MZ, use MV's character creator. Or, yeah, MV's character generator, and just import everything from MV's folders directly into MZ's folders. And when you do so, make sure you just close out of MZ and then reopen it, and you should be able to pull everything in without a problem. It works beautiful. That's how I got my characters. That's how I have so many assets for all my characters. I know I have some faces in here. I think they're just in the wrong folders. But I have so many damn characters. And then I made a lot with the character generator. And it just kind of goes on and on and on. And you get so many after a while, and you just end up with a lot of characters. Huh. I didn't realize that, boss. Cool. And that gives you so many options to play with. So, and honestly, that's its saving grace. I mean, you can import almost all of the files, okay, that you got from MV. The exceptions, honestly, the exceptions were pretty limited, actually. I got to import all my maps, all my events for those maps. I changed my screen resolution in here. But aside from that, like, almost everything else worked like it was supposed to, and that's a good thing. Wow, loud. Okay. So, yeah, my only big complaint is, just, I wish some things were just a little bit easier to do. I wish there was more of a, instead of just a character generator, I wish there was an actual enemy generator. Because that would make my life a saving grace. Because I don't care if they're high quality. I mean, they could be the enemy sprites that I had previously been using, like the fallen dragon spirit. Yeah, that's fine, you know. Or, you know, a slime. Okay, great. But the problem is there's just not enough. And yeah, I know you can change colors and everything like that, but I don't recommend that. Okay? Now, if you're going to try to make your game feel truly authentic, okay? And I know there's been a lot of talk about how, I don't know if there's been a lot, but definitely quite a bit of talk lately about how RPGs have kind of strayed away from the traditional formula. You know, the only games that still follow their same formula are like Pokemon. Okay, and unfortunately, like Final Fantasy, which kind of had a system very similar to this. Same thing with Dragon Quest, had a system very similar to this. They have kind of strayed away, further and further away from the traditional RPG layout. And so there are people trying to make games that are going to be fleshed out. And I know everything comes down to, hey, how much time does it take to make it, and how much does it cost? You know, and I know some people also have the mindset that your first game you shouldn't charge for. That's up to your own prerogative. I'm going to be honest with you. If you think it's a good game and you want to sell it, go for it. Okay? If you think that you've plowed hundreds of hours making a masterpiece and you want to give away for free, knock yourself out. I'm not going to criticize you at all. Okay? Now, somebody asked me, hey, what are you going to do with your game? I said, well, I'm probably going to sell it. Okay? When it's done, I want to sell it. The amount of time that it takes to play the game, I think I'm going to try to shoot for like 10 hours. Okay? It might end up being more. I don't know. Okay? I would love it to be more. That way somebody could actually get a worthwhile time playing it. But I also don't want to feel like you have to play it that long to get to the good part. So I'm trying to make sure it's kind of interesting. I'm putting in little puns here, little jokes, you know, tongue-in-cheek sometimes, and trying to make sure that it gets pushed out there. Now, somebody asked me, hey, how much are you going to charge for your game? And, of course, I didn't reply with a response of, I'm going to charge like $60 for this game. No, definitely not. The most I could see myself selling a game for would be like $10, if that. Okay, mainly because I personally wouldn't pay more than $10 for a game uh, made by RPG Maker, honestly. Not unless it was a really, really good game. Okay? And I know there's that mindset that RPG Maker games are not good, but I think it shows how much work it actually takes to actually make a game. You're taking your time, you're messing with all sorts of different little configurations, and you're troubleshooting along the way. I also think it's a really great intro to coding. I personally do not code that much, but the conditional branches really does teach you that kind of stuff, and it's probably a really great tool if you let you know younger players give it a shot. Not just older ones. And one of the big things that I'm going to do to make sure that this game is actually ready to go when it's done is I will have it play tested. Unlike some people out there who just put their game out for sale, and it might be, $5, $10, and people buy it, they start it up, and they can't go anywhere, or something doesn't work, and game's glitched, and they can't do anything. I don't want that. I want people to be able to enjoy the game in its entirety. That's why I'm having a few people actually play test it once I'm done. Luckily I have family that lives not too incredibly far away from me, so I can probably get some of them to do it. They probably won't do it in one sitting by any means, but the idea is, hey, they'll sit down, they'll play it, they'll give some feedback, tell me anything that's wrong with it, and I'll probably give them something for it. May reward them with prizes, money, whatever you like to call it. Hell, I might even give them access to the game for free. Who knows? But that's the great thing. It's children getting experience, I guess. Mind you, it starts getting into a little bit of a gray area when you think about like child labor. So it's a strange situation here in the States with that. Because then what are chores? So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I know I've been ranting for about an hour and a half almost. Sheesh. So, but you guys are getting tired of looking at the same old screen. So, take a look at Houghton. On the right, we have the massive library, and I have my one entrance to a building. I haven't really messed with the rest of them. I probably should. But the idea is I'm going to make it so that none of the shops really sell anything here other than maybe the item shop. For the time being, for the first visit. That way, you're not tempted to like try to buy something exclusive there and then like you have to go there. I'm going to make it so that it's an optional area if you're paying attention. I also want to make sure that the hunt area, all the hunts and everything, is also optional. Mind you, there will be a grand reward at the end, as well as being tons of rewards along the way. And the idea is, hey, once I have enough things situated, I'll be able to, mess around with that. So I do want to go back down to this because we did talk about it briefly. So we have our character, Ichka, and then the way that I made them change positions and so forth is I just simply changed their character sprite as well as their dialogue. And then I also had the switch for completing the fourth hunt. I think I need to mess with this one. So this one had the wrong face. So, and it's got the wrong name too. Geez. So this is not Ichka. This is Melissa. I can verify by looking over here. We have Melissa. And then we have Anna is the blue-haired girl. So we have Anna. And then we have Ichka over here. And then you said this girl's name was Ichka and Melanie. And we have Melanie and Melissa. Okay. So want to make sure we aren't overlapping. That's one other big thing that I am doing. I am also, messing around with keeping everybody named. So nobody's going to be a nameless NPC, not even the shopkeepers. Because even in real life, if you went to a shop and called the person behind the counter an NPC, they'd probably smack you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Don't call people NPCs. It's degrading, you know. And I know some people are probably like, well, I feel like an NPC. Well, sorry. But even in a game, I don't recommend calling them NPCs. Not when you're like interacting with them on a regular basis. And when you're told to do a quest and you're told to talk to somebody, you don't say, I'm looking for this NPC. You're not, no, call them by their name. Come on, go for it. So, yeah, give that a shot. I've been naming every character. It's been a handful. That means I have to come up with names for every single person in the game. Okay? Same thing with enemies and so forth, and what they're going to look like as well as their behaviors. It's going to be a living, breathing kind of world. Now, if only it could play itself, right? So, anyway, I've been talking enough about this. I think it's time to end this nice and juicy like. So, we're at about an hour and 25 minutes of streaming, and I know you guys are tired of me gabbing around. So, this has been Mune playing RPG Maker MZ, and technically, it says I've been playing it for a bit, about 100 hours. My timer on Steam says I've been playing it for 180 hours, and I don't believe it. So, it's because I often leave it open while I'm doing other things. I don't know. So, we'll see. Anyway, thanks again for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it down in the doobly-doo. And I'll see you guys next time.